All righty. Today's podcast is going to be sponsored by the perfect food for the perfect body. You can go to https ACAI plus elite.com for further information. And we're looking forward to helping you today. Well, let's get to it, people. I got three gifts given to me since I did buy some information from Robert Kiyosaki, his cash flow game that I've been wanting for a long time to be able to utilize and use as a training tool. So, Rich Dad, how to make meaningful goals and resolutions. Why, who, and how. This is an ebook that I was able to read and get to. You will be what you will be. Let failure find its false content in that poor words environment. But spirit scorns it and is free. It masters its time. It conquers space. It cows that the boastful trickster chance and bids the tyrant circumstance uncrown and fill a servant's place. The human will, that force unseen, the offspring of a deathless soul, can hew the way to any goal. Though walls of granite intervene, be not impatient in delay, but wait as one who understands. When spirit rises and commands, the gods are ready to obey. The river seeking for the sea confronts the dam and precipice, yet knows it cannot fail or miss. You will be what you will be. Ellen Wheeler Wilcox. So let's start a quick introduction. How many times have you had goals and resolutions and failed to win? What if I told you why you did not win and how to fix that? People need their dreams. People need to accomplish their dreams, but they don't know how. To make it worse, they focused on how when the success is found in the why. This program is designed to teach you how to accomplish goals using the mindset I learned from my rich dad. The mind's why. My rich dad taught me that what makes a person successful is not talent, not charisma, not money. Success is found in the mind, in the mind's why. We call that the why factor in the marketing realm. Oftentimes, for a person to change their habits or change their goals, they must first change their why. For many people, that may be difficult because a person's why is often linked to core beliefs and values, likes and dislikes. There are many limitations for the mindset of the why. Sometimes the why mindset can be limited by attitude or opinions such as, I will never be rich, or I'm not interested in money, or the rich are evil, or investing is risky. Not much changes until there is a shift in the mindset. For example, if you believe I'll never be rich, the chances of you becoming rich are slim. Your why won't even let you try. Your why, your capacity. When it comes to goals, the why affects the how in two important ways. Let's use money as example. One, limiting your why limits your how. For example, if a person's why is limited by, I'm not interested in real estate, their limited why will reject most how to content about real estate. In other words, limit your why screens or filters your how to content. Number two, why determines capacity. A person can only be as rich as their why allows. For example, a 5-gallon gas tank can only hold a maximum of 5 gallons of gas. When it comes to money, a person may have $100,000 why capacity. That is all the money they can hold. Maybe their why is to have a good home for their children. If you want to become richer, expand your why capacity. In other words, a billionaire has a bigger why capacity than a millionaire. Maybe they want to help thousands of children. But how to and why are important. By expanding your why, you increase your capacity to achieve your goals. Most goal oriented programs will focus on how to. They want to tell you what to do. They will advise you to make lists, to create similar goals and smaller goals and be realistic. Rarely do they focus on the why mindset. Why is a mindset environment? In simple terms, the why is often just a mental environment. As Rich Dad said, change your environment, change your life. Changing or expanding your why can also change your life. For example, it is hard to reach your goals regardless of how much you study and learn. If you have a weak spirit or a can't do mentality, that is why The why is more important than the how, too. So, what does this have to do with accomplishing goals? A good friend of mine, an Olympic medal winner and author of Get Comfortable with Being Uncomfortable, Bob Mole, taught me the importance of the why with goals. Bob said there are three components within each goal. They are function, the how, being, the who, will, the way. Function is what everyone teaches you. Functions is how to of a goal, the content of a goal. It is important, but it's the least important of the three goal components. Being is the who involved in the goal. It's the you. You need to be accomplished to your goal. Will is the most important component of a goal. Will is the context of the goal, the why of your goal. It's the spirit. On January 7th, 1 week after everyone has made their New Year's resolution, over 75% of people have failed. Did they forget how to accomplish their goals? No, they did not forget where their gym is or how to do push ups. They lost their will, they lost their why. What others value function and content? So we have a pyramid here. You have why, who, and how. And then what you do is what Rich Dad values will, context, and it's upside down. Why, who, and how. So let's see what they talk about here. My rich dad used to say, knowing what you can do and actually doing it are two different things. The gap between is where life is found. Success is found in that gap. Knowing what to do is the function component, actually doing it from the will component. In the following program, we'll start teaching you the why of your goals, the will, and the context. Don't worry, we'll still teach you the function of the goals too. Enjoy this program and use it as a guide for you to power your goals. The why, who, and how. Finding my why. The following is my book, Retire Young, Retire Rich. It is a story of how my wife Kim, my best friend Larry, and I began our journey from broke to rich, to retired in less than 10 years. I tell this story to encourage any of you who may be doubtful or in need of some self-confidence to begin goals and journeys by first discovering your why. When Kim and I started, we were nearly out of money, low on confidence, and filled with doubt. We have all the doubts. The difference is what we did with those doubts. The difference was we had identified our why. On New Year's Day, we did what we do every year. We set goals for the coming year, but this year, our goal setting session was different. Larry wanted to do more than just set goals for the coming year. He wanted us to set goals that changed our lives by changing our realities. He said, why don't we write a plan on how we can all become financially free? I listened to his words and heard what he said, but I could not fit what he said into my reality. I had talked about it, dreamed about it, and knew that someday I would do it. But the idea of being financially free was always an idea of future, not today. So the idea did not fit. Financially free, I asked. The moment I heard my voice, I knew how much of a wimp I had become. My voice did not sound like the old me. Let's write down the goal, create a plan, and then focus on that idea. And before we go forward, as a business owner of over 30 plus years and understanding the struggle that I had, right? My main occupation was I did 20 years, 10 days in the US military. That was my job. I was taking a small part-time gig and I was enjoying the benefits of it, making a little money. But now, as I retired in 2012, I reflect back, and the lessons I learned from the military were poignant in my success in business, and then following and getting good mentors along the way that have helped groom me, help automate processes, and help me create a nice part-time income, which I'm working towards a full-time income. And every day, that's my goal. It's to be a solution provider, not a salesperson. Be a solution provider. And it's following people like Robert Kiyosaki, following people like the Richard Duncans in this world, following people about economics and understanding, and then passing that knowledge on to you on this video and podcast. So let's write down the goal, create a plan, and then focus on idea. Most people do not think about retiring until it's too late, or they plan on retiring when they're 65. I don't want to do that. I want a better plan. I don't want to spend my life working just to pay bills, or we call just over broke. I want to live. I want to be rich. I want to travel the world while I'm young enough to enjoy it. As I sat there listening to Larry sell me on the benefits of setting such goals, I could hear the little voice inside me telling me why setting goal to be financially free and retiring early is unrealistic and even sounded impossible. But it's not. In the entrepreneurial realm, in the ministry of marketplace, you too can do it if you're willing to roll your sleeves up and follow proven steps. You got to have a faith. My faith, of course, is in my Lord Jesus Christ. He gives me the strength every day. He gives me opportunities to be a good steward and to help others. And he provides me the resources outside of money to be the knowledge. And that's what I've got out of it so far. Larry continued. He did not seem to care if Kim and I were listening, so I tuned him out as I began to think about what he said. Silently, I said to myself, setting a goal to retire early is a good idea, so why am I fighting it? It's not like me to fight a good idea. Suddenly, in my silence, I began to hear my rich dad saying, the biggest challenge you have is to challenge your own self doubt and your laziness. This is what I see in the marketplace. I have people that join me in my company that I just celebrated 15 years with, and it's been around for 31 years, almost 32. And it taught me how to value the list. The money's in the business is in the list. And every day I am grinding and I have it automated where I wake up, there's chances when I make money. How many people can say they make money while they sleep other than Jeff Bezos and other billionaires, right? They are leveraging employees who they pay a fair salary, and they get the benefits because they're doing all the heavy lifting, and you as the business owner or billionaire or millionaire are taking the risk because you're the one who owns the company. So you're taking a risk on these people, but these people, because they need the income, we call that a job, just to get by. And people need to understand in this day and age with technology, you need to have multiple streams of income. And that's where Howard at the Home Profit Coach Inc. LLC comes in here, is that he has been honing his skills. He's excited about what's going to happen in 2025. He's not only transforming his health, but he's transforming other people's wealth by the knowledge that he's able to share with you today. If you want to change who you are, you must take on your self-doubt and your laziness. It is your self-doubt and laziness that keeps you small. It is your self-doubt and laziness denies you the life you want. I could hear Rich Dad driving home this point saying, there's no one in your way except you and your doubts. It's easy to stay the same. It's easy not to change. Most people choose to stay the same all their lives. If you will take on self-doubt and laziness, you will find the door to freedom. Now, see, when I made an adult decision in the junior year of 1991 to join the U.S. Navy, I had a certain amount of guarantees and stuff. I said, okay, I'm going to go delayed enlistment program. All I had to do was graduate, just graduate. But I had to follow protocol. I had to go through the process, meet with the recruiter, meet with the other recruits who were going through the same process. And we were starting to build that team camaraderie from the time that the recruiter met my parents, met me, go through the process of what was going to happen. And then the rest was history, people, because I had an incredible experience coming from a small town in Connecticut, in southeastern Connecticut called Griswold, Connecticut. Now it's over 10,000. It's grown a lot. Now my parents, they're retired. They live about 10 minutes away from our old house. And when I go back there, I reflect back on the lessons that not only my parents taught, but then what the military did was they took this shy boy and turned him into a man, into a machine, into a focus driven person who wasn't lazy, but he was focused on serving others. And now that's what I do now is I serve others and I get paid for it. Rich Dad had this talk with me just before I left Hawaii to come on this trip. And I got stationed in Hawaii with my wife, and that was a beautiful place to be. He knew I was probably leaving Hawaii for good. He knew I was leaving my home in a place I felt very comfortable in. He knew I was venturing out into the world without any guarantees of security. Now, just a month after my talk with Rich Dad, I found myself sitting on this tall, snow-covered mountain, feeling the weak, vulnerable, and insecure, listening to my best friend telling me the same thing. I knew it was time to grow up and give up and go home. I realized that it was this moment of weakness on the mountains that I had come for. It was a decision time once again. It was time to choose. I could let my self doubt and laziness win, or I could change my perception about myself. It was time to move forward or go forward. As I turned back into Larry talking about freedom, I realized that he was not really talking about freedom. At the moment, I realized that talking on my self doubt and laziness was the most important thing I could do. If I did not take it on, my life would go backwards. Okay, let's do what I said. Let's set the goal to be financially free. That was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, 1985. In 1994, Kim and I were free. Larry went on to build his company, which became one of the Inc. magazine's fastest growing companies a year in 1996. In 1998, at the age of 46, they sold his company, retired, and took a year off. Whenever I tell this story, the question I am asked is how? How did he do it? I then say, it's not about the how, it's about the why. Kim and I did it. I go on to say, without the why, the how would have been impossible. What I think is more important than how is the why we did it. And the why is because I wanted to challenge my own self doubts, my laziness, and my past. It was the why that gave us power to do the how. Rich Dad often said, many people ask me how to do something. I used to tell them until I realized that even after I told them about how I did something, they often did not do it. I then realized that it was not the how, but why I do something that is more important. It is the why that gives you the power to do the how, he said. The reason most people do not do what they can do is because they do not have a strong enough why. Once you find the why, it is easy to find your how. Instead of looking inside yourself to find their own why for wanting to become rich, most people look for the easy road to wealth. The problem with the easy road is that it usually ends in a dead end. That night, sitting in the cold mountain cabin listening to Larry, I found myself silently arguing with him. Every time he said, let's set a goal, write it down, and create a plan, I could hear myself arguing in response, saying such things as, but we don't have money. I can't do that. I think about it next year once Kim and I get settled. You don't understand our situation. I need more time. See, these are excuses that I hear from so many people who want to be business owners and get and become that boss instead of working for Slavelandia of the corporations and moving your way up the ladder. Death, college, education, and taxes. See, rich dad, poor dad, just like many entrepreneurs, they attended college, but they were very, it was very boring to them. You know, I think in his journey from his experience, he was a Marine Corps person serving as a helicopter gunner pilot. You know, and he talks about in his books. His experience is totally different than my experience, right? You know, I got to travel the country and I did that like he did. He volunteered his time, but he learned a lot of life lessons from the military, just like I did. Leadership at a young age, how to get the job done no matter what, dealing with difficult people, how to deal with difficult life threatening situations, how to adapt and overcome and think outside of uh, months but in years, and then have a solid plan, and then rehome that plan, look at that plan. Attention to detail. Attention to detail will save your life, right? If you don't have attention to detail in your business, you're not financially understanding where the money's coming in, where it's going, and making sure that you are maximizing your income potential when it comes to using the tools that are available now. Man, marketing has changed people. What I say is that through the advent of using chat AI, chat bots, nutrition bots, you name it. I mean, I've transformed my business and automated it. Yes, I pay people to manage that for me, and I just take it from my commissions that I get because I don't pay myself right now. I don't need to. I'm in a good situation, but eventually I will have to start paying myself when I start really making significant income that will definitely have to be taxed at a different level. But see, being a small business disadvantaged veteran owned home business owner, and being a marketing coach, and also being have my own premium business membership that we just celebrated 1 year with. I've got physical, tangible products that are changing and transformationally life. The perfect food for the perfect body. I mentioned that before. So let's get back to it. We're going to just do a little bit more of this, and then we're going to break this down into a series. So this is not too much information for you. As the fire crackled in the fireplace, I found myself arguing against something I wanted. Why not retire rich and retire early? I finally asked myself, what would be wrong with that? My mind began to open slowly, and I repeated silently to myself, why am I arguing against the idea? Why am I arguing against myself? It is a good idea. I've talked about this for years. I did want to retire by 35, and now I'm almost 37 years old, and I'm not even close to retiring. In fact, I'm nearly broke. So why am I arguing? Once I said this to myself, I realized why I've been arguing against a good idea. At the age of 25, I planned on becoming rich and retiring between the ages of 30 to 35. It was my dream. But after losing my Velcro wallet business the first time, my spirits were crushed and had lost much of my self-confidence. That night, sitting by the fire, I realized it was my lack of self-confidence that was doing the arguing. I was arguing against a dream I wanted. I was arguing because I did not want to feel disappointed again. See, in the marketing realm, we call that rejection. You need to love your rejection and learn from the rejection. And then rejection is a science, right? You got to understand that it takes anywhere from 8 to 15 follow-ups to get that person attention, right? If you have a solution, whether it's a weight transformation product like the perfect food for the perfect body with a 10-in-1 meal replacement, with Hercules taking it, Kevin Zorbo at 62, he looks incredible for his age. He is a fitness freak. He found out about us because of leadership through the National Religious Communications Board there in Nashville that met earlier last year. And it was incredible because I was like, is that Kevin Zorbo? He's at the event. I'm like, wow. And then he got connected to our president, and then he agreed to be our brand ambassador. So if it's good for Hercules, it's good for you too. Okay, let's set a big goal. I said, quality, Larry. I had finally stopped arguing against a good idea. The argument was still there, but I was not going to let the argument stop me. After all, it was only an argument I was having with myself and no one else. The little person inside me was arguing against the person who wanted to grow up and be bigger. Good, said Larry. It's about time you stopped being such a wimp. It was really getting worried about you. The reason I decided to do it was because I had found my why. I knew the why I was going to do. And even though at that moment I did not know how I was going to do it, how many of you have ever said to myself, I'm sick and tired of myself? Well, that's New Year's Eve, sitting around the fire with Kim and Larry. I got sick and tired of my old self and decided to change. It was not just a mental change. It was a change that came from deep inside. It was a time for big change. And I knew I could change because I found out why I wanted to change. The following are some of the personal whys. Why I decided to go for retiring young and retiring rich. I was fed up with being broke and always struggling for money. I was tired of being average. When I was 8 years old, I came home and found my mom crying at the kitchen table. She was crying because we were buried under a mountain of bills. I remember deciding at the age of 8 to find the answers that could help my mom. The most painful why of all was the reality that I now had a beautiful young woman in my life, Kim. I met my soulmate, and she was in this financial mess because she loves me. That night on the mountain, I realized that I was doing to Kim what my dad had done to my mom. I was repeating a family pattern, and that moment I found my real why. So those are my whys. I wrote them down that night and kept them in a secret place. For those of you who read my second book, Rich Dad Cash Flow Quadrant, you may recall that things got worse for us once we left the mountain. I started that book by telling the story of Kim and me living in a car for about 3 weeks after our money ran out. So things did not get better just because we made a decision to retire rich, but it was the reason why that kept us going. Things did not go well for Larry either. After leaving the mountain, he too had substantial findbacks in the late 1980s. Yet his why kept him going. Find your why, and then you will find your how. Finding my will made finding my way possible. Without the way would have been way too hard. A suggestion I learned years ago that passion is the combination of love and hate. Unless someone has a passion for something, it's difficult to accomplish anything. Rich Dad used to say, if you want something, be passionate. Passion gives energy to your life. If you want something you do not have, find out why you love what you want and why you hate not having what you want. When you combine those two thoughts, you will find the energy to get off your seat and go get anything you want. So may want to start with a list comparing loves and hates. For example, I would create the following list: love, being rich, being free, buying anything I want, expensive things, having other people do what I don't want to do, hate, being poor, being required to work, not having what I want, cheap things, doing things I don't want to do. My suggestion is create your own list of loves and hates. Sit quietly and find and define your loves and hates. Then complete the following exercise to find your why. Once completed, you may want to show it to your friends who will support you in achieving your dreams. Take a look at this paper with your dreams, goals, and plans on a regular basis. Talk about it often. Ask for support. Be willing to continually learn, and before you know it, things will begin to happen. So just stand by. There's an exercise here that you can go through. And we're going to conclude right there. Hold on a second. I know we've got a good 25 minutes. That's great. I want to keep these as short as possible when it comes to thing. I hope you enjoy this series. And as I said before, I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you what I'm talking about, right? This is powerful message from two of our leaders. Here we go.
In today's world, the battle isn't just fought with swords or shields. It's won through resilience, endurance, and the right fuel to power your journey. I'm Kevin Sorbo, and I know what it takes to push the limits. That's why I trust PFPB. It's the ultimate blend of nature's best ingredients to keep you strong, focused, and unstoppable. With 27 essential vitamins and minerals, plus powerful superfoods like flaxseed and green tea extract, PFPB doesn't just fuel your body, it fuels your potential. Don't just live life, conquer it. PFPB is the perfect food for the perfect body. Fuel your potential.
And that was our brand ambassador, Mr. Kevin Sorbo. Okay, so let's go here to this. Hold on a second. Let's go back to this. And this is my honor to be able to be part of this, right? So hold on a second. I'm going to show you the next thing. And that was my AI bot. Welcome to the Acai Plus Elite. I'm happy you're here to improve your health. Boom.
In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where nature's secrets abound, these lush green landscapes emerge as creation that combines the wisdom of ancient herbs with cutting-edge science. Enter the world of Acai Plus, the full-spectrum whole-body health drink. A compact treasure trove of well-being, crafted to accompany you wherever life takes you. It's more than a product, it's a symbol of vitality in your pocket. But what sets Acai Plus apart? Prepare to be amazed. Acai Plus is not just a brand. It's a commitment to providing you with products that support your well-being and health goals. Acai Plus, where nature meets science, guided by a true industry luminary, Mike Benguvenga. Mike has held senior positions in product development, where he's harnessed his wealth of experience in sales, management, research, and new product development. Mike is a true expert in the formulation of powders, capsules, and tablets, ensuring that each Acai Plus product meets the highest standards of quality. This treasure of nutrition is made from the highest quality freeze-dried acai, a testament to our unyielding commitment to excellence. Freeze-drying is the secret behind preserving every single super nutrient the acai berry offers, keeping them vibrant, intact, and fully active, locking in the richness of vitamins and antioxidants. This technology ensures that each Acai Plus stick pack is a veritable powerhouse of well-being, ready to infuse your day with its revitalizing benefits. Drink it, feel it, share it. Total flexibility wherever you are. Our first blend, Univestin, is a clinically proven, patented blend, a result of meticulous clinical research involving over 10,000 plants. We carefully selected Acacia catechu and Scutellara bicalensis to bolster joint health and eases the effect of inflammation. Through this blend with its 34 patents, we're setting a new standard in promoting vitality and flexibility and granting results in 3 days. Next, enter the realm of our immune blend. We've curated extracts from more than 30 fruits, berries, vegetables, and herbs all combine to provide a powerful support for a healthy inflammatory response and an efficient immune system. Experience the surge of natural energy that comes from within. Lastly, behold our longevity blend, a true marvel, enriched with ergothioneine, the longevity vitamin. This blend is a potent antioxidant powerhouse and eases inflammation. Backed by rigorous studies and clinical trials, it shields your DNA and mitochondrial function, eliminates DNA-damaging acids, and gives a remarkable surge in energy output. Elevate your well-being with the highest quality freeze-dried acai, encapsulated in a stick pack that encapsulates your vitality. Make it a part of your daily routine with 2 servings per day to enhance your wellness. When you choose acai Plus, you're choosing an experience that goes beyond taste. Whether you're conquering mountains, navigating bustling streets, working, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, acai Plus accompanies you effortlessly. The stick pack design ensures that wellness is always within arm's reach, ready to empower you whenever you desire. Pour the powder in water or in your own shake and embrace a lifestyle that resonates with your body's needs. Drink it, feel it, share it. Acai Plus.
All righty. So thank you for listening to the Home Profit Coach with his special series going on, How to Make Meaningful Goals and Resolutions by Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. You know who he is. I just bought his board game and some books, and he gave me 3 complimentary ebooks that I want to go over these different series that are going to be very valuable as you enter 2025. And I truly believe 2025 is going to be great, right? And as my shirt says, I'm on the government watch list. I'm on the government watch list because I'm an entrepreneur and I think outside the box. As a military veteran, as a patriot, it's our duty to be able to share this knowledge with you today. With that being said, this has been the Home Profit Coach. Please like, share, and get this information out to the masses. I just want to be able to bless people with the knowledge that I'm providing you today, thanks to my partnership with Robert Kiyosaki. This is not the first time we've had a partnership together because of the fact that I follow a lot of what he does outside of the real estate realm. I don't really own real estate, but I do own precious metals, and it's doing quite well. And it is because of my partnership with KEPM.com, Dr. Kurt Elliott, which you'll see at the Good Virtuous Entertainment Network, Good View TV. Get it on your app. Howard's got his own channel. See, we're taking social media, TV, and the internet and combining that into my marketing ministry, where I'm sharing, and I'm just your tour guide today. That's all I do. I share, and then I let you consumers. So definitely shop, share, and earn, and understand that, yes, there is an income opportunity here. If you're looking forward to it, you can go to that link down below that you see here, ACAIPLUSELIT.com. Let my nutrition sales AI bot answer questions for you, and then we can connect if there's something that you want more information about. Take care, and I'm looking forward to having you reach the top. Bye.